Okay, so I was about to make a boring old video, post with covering the objective that talks about the lacteals. However, in watching my videos and watching them all the way through, uh, I've found a video that explains it to me, because even though I read it and I was going to just go ahead and put a picture in there and say something about it and talk about the definition of it and to say that's how I learned it, this this is why I love the website, because now I actually get it. Now it makes sense to me. We pictured here on the fats because that's where the lacteals tend to play a larger part in. So I'm going to play this process. It's a little bit long process. Stick with me, but it's going to click at the end about how the lacteals play a role in digestion. Now keep in mind, talking about fats, this was an aha moment.
Segmentation in the small intestine does to chyme what shaking does to a bottle of oil and vinegar salad dressing. It disperses the fat layer into the aqueous layer. Notice what happens when you set the jar down. Bile salts in the intestine keep the small fat droplets in solution by a process called emulsification. The function of bile salts is directly related to their structure. They are hydrophobic on one side, their steroid core,
there's a familiar
and
word.
hydrophilic on the other side.
Another familiar word.
The presence of hydroxyl groups.
Haven't been hearing that for 3 semesters straight.
To the smaller drops.
Alright. Want me to drag that one. I didn't know that about bile salts either, by the way.
In solution provides a large surface area for lipase action. Drag lipase to the small droplet.
Alright. See, this is lipase.
Lipase
it's interactive. It makes me learn.
To monoglycerides and free fatty acids. Drag a bile salt to the breakdown product. Another function of bile salts is to surround the cleaved products, forming tiny droplets called micelles. Micelles are 1,000,000 times smaller than emulsified fat droplets. When micelles are in close proximity to the cell membrane, monoglycerides and fatty acids move out of them to enter intestinal cells by simple diffusion through the lipid bilayer. Click a micelle. Triglycerides are reassembled inside the cells and packaged into chylomicrons that are coated with lipoproteins to keep them emulsified. Drag a chylomicron to the basal surface of the cell.
Now we're getting to the lacteals.
Chylomicrons leave the cell by exocytosis. Since they are too large to pass through the basement membrane of capillaries, they enter lymph vessels called lacteals.
And that is how lacteals play an important role in digestion. Now I understand it. See, like I said, I was going to put some, I read it, I knew it played a role, but I could not really tell you why or what. Now, because of this, I get it.
Fatty acid inside the intestinal cell. Short-chain and medium-chain fatty acids are absorbed by simple diffusion and can directly enter capillaries. However, the normal diet contains few fatty acids of these chain lengths.
So, in closing with that, now I understand the role of the lacteal. I didn't have a clue of what it meant per the definition of the book. There was no picture of it. If there was, I totally missed it, but I looked through the book thoroughly. I even did a computer search for the book and couldn't find a picture of it anywhere either. I could find some information on it, but nothing that made sense to it like this. So, hope it makes sense to you now.